88.9 WLRY, Sunday, March 23rd, 6 p.m. David Phelps in concert at Faith Memorial Church in Lancaster. Tickets are available online at davidphelps.com, or you can call Faith Memorial Church at 740-654-1711. Multiple platinum artist, two-time Grammy Award winner, four-time Dove Award winner. We now welcome David Phelps. David, thanks for giving us a call today.
Well, thank you, Mike. I am very happy to be with you.
Well, I was telling you before we went to air, I've had the pleasure of seeing you many times live with the Gaithers. I also saw you solo on your Revelation tour. When did you first discover that you had been given the gift of this amazing voice?
Well, thank you very much for saying that. I was kind of born into a singing family. We just used to sing all the time and just did some stuff around locally, and so singing was just kind of something I always did. When I was in high school, I think that was around the time that my voice started turning into something a little different, you know. Mm-hmm. I guess it would be a kind of a real tenor. But, you know, and I just would sing everywhere I could, and it really grew from there.
Yeah. What do you think the most important thing is to keep your singing voice in good shape? And can you give us an idea of what kind of vocal warm-ups you do prior to a performance?
Yeah, well, you know, being out on the road so many days out of the year, you know, I really have to watch, and I have to get a lot of rest, and I have to drink a lot of water. Those are two really key ingredients. And just to try to stay healthy as possible, because, you know, just like I guess an athlete would. I mean, you get out there, and if you're injured, you're not going to do your best, and then it's going to make even the next time even harder.
Sure.
So staying healthy is really important. I try to just to see where my voice is every day, you know, sometime in the afternoon, and see if it's going to take a long time to warm up or a short time. And usually I just do some light scales and stuff just to get my air going, all that kind of stuff. So,
and what kind of training? You're a classically trained vocalist. What kind of training have you had over the years?
Well, I went to school and got a degree in vocal performance, at Baylor University in Texas, and I still take lessons. I have a vocal coach that I go to probably a few times a year, just to make sure that I'm still doing everything right. Because singing like I do, you know, with lots of power and volume and a high register, I could, you know, if you're not doing things right, you could hurt yourself. So, So I go in pretty regularly and say, hey, this is happening. What do I do? And he's really great. And I'm a big believer in voice lessons for young singers.
And what part does classical music play in that, you think?
Well, I always loved classical music. My parents kind of exposed me to that at a young age. We were very varied, eclectic, I guess, in our musical styles. Everything from Journey to Pavarotti to Bill and Gloria Gaither to Dolly Parton. We listened to all of it. And I gained an appreciation, you know, just for some of the classical music when I was younger. And then when I went to school, that was the degree. That was the kind of degree that I had, and so I studied that, you know, a little bit more.
Again, David Phelps is joining us, touring now in support of your latest project, Classic, an album that you say in your bio you've been training for all your life. And tell us a little bit what led up to the decision to record Classic.
Well, really, it came from as simple of a beginning point as the song Nessun Dorma. I had recorded that on my previous record, and it was kind of a game changer for me. I had not done anything kind of tipping my hat toward the classical music that I love and that I had learned so much on. And so on that record that I did, I finally recorded Nessun Dorma, and it has just become an amazing piece for me. Not only just a great art piece, but at the time in the middle of our spiritual program when people just praise the Lord for his amazing creativity, you know, because it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So kind of bouncing off that, we went in and did a recording of lots of classic songs like that, a few operatic arias, some traditional pop like What a Wonderful World, as well as sacred songs like the Lord's Prayer, and a couple of things that I wrote too.
Now, I understand you and Bill Gaither spent about a year just selecting the songs for the album and finally deciding on the 13 that made it onto the disc. What was that selection process like?
It was long and arduous. I mean, it was just, I was so ready to get into the studio when we finally did, but we just had collected so many songs and also making demos of songs along the way to kind of see where we could take the different things, where we could, the direction we could kind of move them in. And, trimming, that was a painful process because, you hate to, you want all the ones you love on there, but sometimes you have to cut some of those.
Are there any extra ones that might come out sometime in the future?
Well, we have a bunch that, we didn't include. We have well more than enough for another project like this.
Yeah.
Like West Side Story Somewhere, and, what a great song. And, Memory, and there's lots of classical stuff that could also go on there as well. So
what can people expect, David, from Classic in Concert?
Well, it's really kind of going along on what I've been doing my entire career. It's a family-oriented and a faith-oriented program, and I sing not only songs from the Classic project, but also songs that are classic for me too, like some nights we throw in No More Nights, some nights Into the Beginning, and He's Alive, as well as things that I've recorded in the past. So it's a varied, it's a pretty eclectic mix of music, and we just have a great time. My band out there, and it's a lot of fun.
Now, any recording projects that you're currently working on or plan on working on in the near future?
Well, I just finished one with a vocal band that I produced. It was a hymns project, and so right now I'm in the writing process of a new record for myself. So, I do have some things in the works.
Sunday, March 23rd, 6 p.m. It's David Phelps at Faith Memorial Church in Lancaster. Tickets available online at davidphelps.com, or locally you can call Faith Memorial Church, and that number is 654-1711. Thank you again for talking to us, and we look forward to the show coming up on March 23rd.
Well, thank you, Mike. I can't wait. I can't wait to be back in Lancaster again. We're going to have a good time.